Good morning once again. Good morning to my dear students, my lovely students. Today we are back again to the lesson Pedagogical Content Knowledge in Biology. And then we are at Unit 1, Session 4. And then Unit 1, Session 4 is talking about importance of improvisation. Why is improvisation so important? Okay, why is it so important? So we will get to know as I take you through this lesson as your facilitator. I hope you understand why or the importance of improvisation. So these are the lesson objectives. Okay, by the end of this session, you the students, you'll be able to list the importance of improvisation in biology teaching, and then explain the importance of improvisation in biology teaching, and then you exhibit the skills derived from improvisation. Okay, you exhibit the skills derived from improvisation. Okay, so at this point we want to know, why is improvisation important? Why is it important? So point number one, I'm saying it ensures better understanding of the concept taught. Okay, yeah, it is very true. When you improvise a material, it is going to help students understand the concept you are teaching. Now, assuming you are teaching insect, okay, insect, and then there is a particular group of social insects which you think they are very dangerous. Okay, not you think, some of the social insects are very dangerous, so you don't need to get students close to them. Okay, for example, when social insects like honeybees, okay, honeybees, so these insects are very dangerous. If you get close to them, they will sting you, and then you get some swellings on your skin. So with these insects you have to improvise. Okay, you can get rubber, okay, an improvised form of the insect. Okay, there are so many of them in the market. So when you do that, students will have a feel of the real insects. Okay, and then they will think that, okay, this is how the honeybees are. Okay, we have the queen, we have the drone, okay, we have the workers. So this is going to help you teach the concept very well. Students understand the concept very well, and then the classroom becomes so lively. Okay, so point one, I'm saying it ensures better understanding of the concept taught. Now point two, I'm saying that it promotes students' interest and encourages participation in the, yes, very true. When you are teaching and then you provide the improvised material, students will be encouraged. They will develop interest for your lesson. They will contribute enough to your lesson. They will pay attention to the lesson. You understand? So students will have a feel, okay, this is how honeybees are. We have the queen, we have the drone, we have the workers. Okay, so it will develop interest on the part of the students. Okay. The next point, I'm saying that encourages the use of environmental and locally produced resources. Encourages the use of environmental and local, yes. So if you are teaching honeybees, and then honeybees, they live in hives. Okay, hives. Okay, so you can prepare the hives with wood. Okay, with wood. You prepare the hives with wood. When you go to honey farm, okay, they've prepared the hives with wood. Okay, so these things are encouraging teachers to use locally what produce what resources. Okay. So the next point, I'm saying that it brings real life situation into the classroom environment. Yes. So when you get the improvised honeybees, okay, and then their house, which is a hive, okay, the student will feel, okay, this is how honeybees are. This is where they live. This group of honeybees, this is what they do. This one, this is what they do. So it will bear in mind, okay, this is the environment of what? Honeybees. This is the environment of honeybees. So students will feel that, okay, so honeybees we see on television, this is how they behave. Okay. The next point, I'm saying that it helps to widen and create curiosity, yeah, and fruitful application of knowledge. So when you improvise this material, it's going to widen inquiry and then curiosity. Now you improvise, say, honeybee, okay? You improvise their hives. Students will become so curious. Okay, so where is the queen living? Where will the queen live? Where will the workers live? How are they operating? What happens to the honey? Who produces the honey? Students will be curious. They'll be asking you, the teacher, so many questions. So most of the times, it is very important to improvise. Very, very important to improvise. Now, hands-on practical. Hands-on practical. Now, what is hands-on? Exhibition of skills derived from improvisation. That is hands-on what? Practical. Exhibition of skills derived from improvisation is hands-on practical. So hands-on practical tasks are given to students to measure and evaluate students' content and procedural knowledge, and then the ability to use and manipulate improvised materials in solving scientific problems. Okay, solving scientific problems. So when you expose students to hands-on practical, this is what student goes through. Okay, you are evaluating the students' content and then the procedural knowledge, okay, and then the ability of the students to manipulate and improvise material to solve scientific what problems. So that is why all the time I encourage activity method of learning. Okay, you give an activity for students will observe, okay, will draw, okay, will table, okay. So all these things are hands-on practical. But according to Hartley, activity-oriented learning brings about effective learning and then understanding out of the learner. Okay, it brings about effective learning and then understanding out of what? The learner. So to reinforce learning of biology, the student is supported with instructional materials to interact with in order to improve the scientific skills. So when you want to reinforce students to learn a particular concept, you have to improvise, okay? You have to support the student by improvising, okay? Improvise. You give the student the instructional materials, okay, in order to interact with it. Okay, that one will reinforce students and then they will develop interest to learn. Now, when a scientific task is given to the student, a clear and observable instructional objectives are given to make the process meaningful. Yes, so when you give a scientific task to student, you give a what do you call it, instructional objectives, okay, so that that instructional objectives will guide the students, okay, to know what they are supposed to do, to know what they are supposed to achieve at the end of the lesson. But the students are to follow the instructional objectives carefully to perform the task. Yes. So in the case of exhibition of scientific skills by improvisation, if the student do not possess the skills by giving the instructions as what to do, the students cannot exhibit the required skills. So for this reason, biology teachers must skillfully, or they must be skillfully using the improvised material so that the students could be taught to exhibit the skills derived from the manipulation of the improvised materials. So when it happens like that, it is going to behove, or it is going to make the teacher create hospitable atmosphere for the students to bring the inequity to bear with the environment. So what I'm saying is that when you're able to do this, okay, when you give students improvised material, students will exhibit their skills, okay, they will manipulate with the material, okay, and then they will come out with creativity and innovative, okay, so that they will be able to develop a new skill or a new way of what learning. So all the time I advise you perform hands-on activity for your students. So we've learned a lot in this session. We've learned about importance of improvisation, okay, and then we learned about the skills, manipulative skills, and other things. Okay, and then we learned about when you give students a hands-on activity, what will be the outcome, the effect of hands-on activity on the part of the student, on the part of the teacher. All these things we learned in this session. So I want you to review this session by discussing the question here. I give 3 questions here. I want you students to discuss the question. So question number 1, I'm saying list 3 importance of improvisation in biology teaching. Okay. Question number 2, I'm saying explain 2 of the importance listed in the above question. And then 3, I'm saying write 3 skills that are likely to be derived by students when they manipulate the improvised materials. Okay, so discuss this question on any available e-learning platform. It could be Zoom or Google Meet. So as students, you meet on one of these platforms and then you discuss and you come out with a concrete solution to the question stated here. So I believe when you do that, it means you understood the session I took you through.